We all love our carbs, but have you ever really thought about why a simple baked potato can make you feel full for hours, but then a bowl of rice has you looking for a snack like half an hour later? Well, today we are going to settle this debate once and for all.
So let's get right to it. Here's the big question. In a straight-up, head-to-head competition, which of these two carbs actually keeps you feeling full and satisfied for longer? Is it the humble potato, or is it that globally loved grain of rice?
All right, so in one corner, we've got the super versatile potato, a staple in, well, tons of different cuisines. And in the other corner, we have rice, the foundation of meals for literally billions of people. Let the great carb showdown begin.
Okay, to figure this out, we can't just rely on how we feel. Nope, we've got to look at the actual science of what makes us feel full. And I've got to tell you, the winner of this first round, it might just surprise you.
So, believe it or not, scientists actually have a specific tool for this. It's called the Satiety Index. Basically, it's just a scale that measures and ranks different foods on their ability to satisfy hunger. The higher the score on this index, the more filling the food is. Simple as that.
And the results are, well, they're kind of staggering. Just look at that chart. Boiled potatoes don't just win here, they are literally one of the most satisfying, most filling foods ever tested. And white rice? Yeah, it comes in way, way lower. It's not even close.
I mean, that's a huge gap, right? It immediately makes you ask the question, what on earth is it about a potato that makes it so much more filling than the same amount of calories from rice?
Well, the answer really comes down to what they're made of. For the same number of calories, potatoes just pack in more water, more fiber, and, this is the big one, more volume. They literally take up more physical space.
So here's the key takeaway. Your stomach has these little things called stretch receptors, and they send signals up to your brain that basically say, hey, we're getting full down here. Because potatoes are so volume dense, they do a much better job of triggering those signals compared to the more energy-dense rice.
But, feeling full isn't just about how much space food takes up in your stomach. It's also about how our bodies process these carbs and what that does to our blood sugar. So let's see how that piece of the puzzle fits in.
For this, we use another scientific scale, the Glycemic Index, or GI for short. And all this does is measure how fast a food makes your blood sugar rise after you eat it. See, a really quick spike often leads to a crash, and that crash can make you feel hungry all over again way sooner.
And this is where how you cook them changes everything. Both potatoes and rice can spike your blood sugar, for sure, but their preparation really matters. Boiled potatoes, especially if you leave the skin on, tend to have a lower impact. White rice, on the other hand, digests pretty quickly, which can sometimes bring that hunger feeling roaring back a lot faster.
Okay, but here's where things get really, really interesting. There is this powerful nutritional hack that you can use for both potatoes and rice, and it can completely change how your body responds to them. Seriously, this is one of those amazing bits of food science that almost feels like a secret weapon for your diet. And it all revolves around something called resistant starch.
So, what is this stuff? Well, when you cook starchy foods, like potatoes or rice, and then you let them cool down, some of those starches actually transform. Their chemical structure changes, and they become this unique type of fiber that your body digests in a totally different way.
And the best part is, the process couldn't be simpler. You just cook your carbs like you normally would, and then you let them cool down completely, maybe in the fridge. That's it. That one simple step unlocks a whole bunch of awesome benefits. So think about cold potato salad, or maybe meal prepping rice for the week. And just look at what this one simple trick gets you. Cooling down your carbs leads to a smaller blood sugar spike. It helps feed the good bacteria in your gut, it increases that feeling of fullness, and you even end up absorbing fewer calories from the food itself. It is a win-win-win-win.
Now, it is important to remember that even with this amazing cooling trick, which works for both of them, the science is still pretty clear. When you're talking about pure, long-lasting fullness, potatoes still tend to come out on top in most of the studies. All right, so after looking at satiety, blood sugar, and this super cool resistant starch trick, what's the final verdict? How do you actually decide which one to put on your plate?
Okay, here's the bottom line. If your main goal is to feel full for longer, you're going to want to go with potatoes. If you're looking for a food that gives you a lot of volume for fewer calories, again, potatoes are your champion. But if what you really value is convenience and just sheer culinary versatility, well, rice definitely has an edge there.
But of course, the absolute best strategy isn't really about picking one or the other.
The ultimate formula for a truly satisfying meal is to combine your favorite carb, whether it's potatoes or rice, with a good source of protein, a ton of veggies for fiber, and a healthy fat. Now that combination is going to keep you full and energized for hours.
So, after all that, after diving into the satiety index, the glycemic index, and the magic of resistant starch, I have to ask, where do you stand in the great carb showdown? Are you team potato? Or are you firmly on team rice? The debate continues.